Hari Om everyone. I welcome all of you to another session of Gita. Today we'll be covering Shloka 9.4 from Raja Vidya Raja Guhya. We will have Megha chant the shloka first, Snigdha repeat, and then Rohan will read out the meaning. I request all of you to kindly join your hands, close your eyes, keep your back straight. Chant the shloka after Megha along with Snigdha with your mics on mute. You may start now, Megha.
mayā tatam sarvam
mayā tatam idam sarvam
jagadavyakta-mūrtinā
jagad-avyakta-mūrtinā
mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni
mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni
na chāhaṁ teṣhvavasthitaḥ
na chāhaṁ teṣhvavasthitaḥ
mayā tatam sarvam jagadavyakta-mūrtinā mat-sthāni sarva-bhūtāni na chāhaṁ teṣhvavasthitaḥ.
Rohan, could you please read out the meaning now?
This entire cosmic manifestation is pervaded by me in my unmanifest form. All living beings dwell in me, but I do not dwell in them.
Thank you, Rohan, Snigdha, and Megha. Let's begin with the contemplation. Today's shloka is really exciting and it begins with an even more exciting game. And the game is spot the different object. So here we have multiple images of similar looking lions, but there is one image that's slightly different. And you get 30 seconds to spot the image, which is different. If you spot it, raise your hand. To give you a hint, it may have something to do with the eyes, nose, or the ears. Yes, Snigdha.
I have a feeling that it's two of them.
Okay. Which one?
I'm not sure. It's like the one in the third row, the second and the third one, I feel.
Okay. Very close. But can you explain why it's different?
Because they both look like they don't have any ears.
Very nice.
They don't have any ears. Yeah.
If you observe this lion, which has a red circle now, which kind of
Yeah, it only has 1 year.
yeah, it has just one ear. The left ear is missing. So you can think of this round as more of trying to understand the game. We have another round, and this time you should spot it. Find the different emoji. Look carefully. There's
I
something.
found already.
Oh, great. Yes, dear.
That middle smiley is winking.
And how is it different? And why is it different?
It is winking.
Very nice. Diya or Disha. So this one's the emoji for those who didn't spot it yet, because it's this emoji is winking, unlike the rest. Here's the last round for you. You need to find the different number. So we have 89, 89, and lots of them. There's one different.
I found it.
Great, Snigdha. Let's just wait for like 10 more seconds and then we'll look at the answer.
I found it.
Great. Okay.
I got it.
Very nice. Why don't you go? Okay, 1 second. Yes, Rohan. I see your hand raised first. So
Yeah, so in the fourth row, it's 88, not 89.
very nice. So this is a number. It's different. It's 88 and not 18. So here's the most important question, or the most important puzzle out of these three, which is the fourth puzzle. And that is a question which is how did you find out that this is different? How did you solve this puzzle? Let me frame it again. How did you find out the answer? What was this process? Okay, who'd like to answer? Yes, Snigdha.
Because the rest all were the same, and that was the only one which was different.
Correct. So how did you find it out? Like how? Sure, it's one of them is different,
By
but
by
yeah,
observing.
observing. And how did you do that?
By like concentrating at that specific thing and looking at where it is and concentrating it. Observing, concentrating.
Very nice, Snigdha. Excellent. Yes, Megha. We'll just listen to two more people and then we'll move forward. Yes, Megha.
Yeah, like I just went through all the last digits and 88 one, it's 8, not 9, the last digit.
So you looked at it. So not just this puzzle, which is number, but also the lion or the story puzzle. So great. You just looked at it carefully. Okay. Yes, Likhit.
Yes, is it maybe because of the observation, like we concentrate on all the things and we find it?
Yes. So all your answers are right. So great job, Snigdha, Megha, and Likhit. So essentially, we look at it. And how do we look at it? There's one organ that helps us look at it. Let us understand this here. So, so here it was a puzzle that we looked at. And in some instances, we're looking at a movie. Else, we also look at different kinds of dramas. So, how do you look at this drama? What is needed? What is it that helps you look or see something? Yes, Hriday. Or Snigdha. Yes, Snigdha.
Our eyes and our brain, like we learned in the last shloka.
Very nice. This
Ma'am?
We also learned the same thing in
Mani,
our physics
Akka?
class.
Yes, Hriday. Very good, Snigdha.
Light.
Light. Okay, so we have multiple answers, and in some sense, we're all correct. So let's look at it step by step. So, in the first place, we have light, as Hriday mentioned. So, can you see anything in a dark room? If eyes are just necessary, you can also show me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Can you see anything at all in a dark room? If you say no, show me a thumbs down. Excellent. So we can't. So one thing which is really essential is light. And what's the ultimate source of light? As we know, it's sun. So first of all, we know the science, right? There's an object, light falls on that object, and then it reflects back to our eyes. So that's how it happens. So the first important thing is sun. And then the light reflects back to our eyes. So as Nigda and I think Megha also mentioned, eye is really important. The eyes are really important, and that's one of the most important things for you to view anything. Next, are just the pair of eyes enough to see everything, or just having eyes enough? I want you to think about it this way. So can you think of there are like some people who have the eyes, but they don't necessarily they cannot necessarily see things around them, even though they have eyes. So you may have heard of people who can't see anything, they're blind, right? So though, does it mean they don't really have an eyes at this place? They do have an eye, right? They do have an eye, but then it just doesn't seem to work the way it works for us. So what makes this difference? So there is this energy here. We here it's Surya Devata who gives us the energy. He gives the energy to our eyes. He gives that power to our eyes to be able to see, to the eyes, for the eyes to work properly. So that is the third most important thing. And like Snigdha mentioned, our mind too plays a role. Why? So let's say like the example we came across in the previous session. So you show a biscuit to a dog. So the dog comprehends it in his brain. Oh, that this object that I'm showing to the dog is essentially something that I can eat. The dog comprehends that in his mind, that oh, this is something I can eat, this is something that will fill my stomach, and this is something I like. So all of this happens in his mind before he actually reacts and comes and takes the biscuit from your hand. So the fourth most important thing is the mind. And then for you to, so now you recognize that, okay, so this information reaches your mind. Okay, so here's a biscuit or here's a chocolate. And now for you to be able to, first of all, comprehend that, yes, this is what I'm thinking. And now how do you react to it? So, sure. So here are a bunch of numbers that you all saw, 89s. And I told you that there is a different number and you need to find that. And though I didn't specify that it is the 88 that you need to search for, or that is what you will have to look for, you just looked at all the 89 all the numbers which were 89s, and then you looked at some number that's quite different, and then you were able to analyze, oh, this number is not 89 but it's 88, and this is my answer because it differs from all the other numbers that I can see. And all of this analysis happens due to Chandra Devata, because he helps us think, he helps us to comprehend. So you already have some amount of memory, right? Okay, so sometime in the past, someone introduced you to some biscuit. Let's say, hey, did you know that there's a new biscuit that's been available in the store? See, it has this different color of cream in between, and it's so tasty. It tastes like orange. So that's the description they gave. And then you had that biscuit, and then you say, oh yeah, it's so tasty, it's so different. And that's a memory you have. And the next time you look at the biscuit, you recognize it immediately. Oh, this is the biscuit. So all of this happens in the mind, and that power is given by Chandra Devata. Just like how our eyes are powered by Surya Devata, our mind is powered by Chandra Devata. But is this enough? So we have light, we have eyes, we have Surya Devata who's giving power to our eyes to actually work. We have our mind, and we also have Chandra Devata who powers it. So are these five things enough? Say yes if you think so. If you think that's not the answer, if you think no, then you'll have to tell me what is missing. Yes, Snigdha, what is missing?
The awareness.
Why do we need awareness though?
Like if a person is dead, they still have their eyes, their mind, and everything. But then but they don't have their awareness because they're dead. And only because of their awareness they can do that.
Very nice, Snigdha. Perfect. So, like Snigdha mentioned, so when a person, let's say, he just died, he does have his, there is light, sure, for sure. He also has an eye. He also has Surya Devata powering it. He also has his brain and mind too. He also has Chandra Devata who's powering the mind. But he doesn't have the awareness to identify or look at it, to for all of this process to actually be possible. This is one of the most important thing. You need to have the awareness to look at it. If you don't have the awareness, then this entire process is futile until you have awareness. This is one part of the puzzle that we solved. Here's a second puzzle, because today's shloka is all about puzzles and solving those puzzles. It's almost like we're Sherlock Holmes trying to find different clues, bringing it together, and finally giving the answer. This is the answer. So here's the second puzzle. So what I want you to remember is that you have different clues that you're picking from each puzzle. In the end, you'll have to put it all together and give me a final answer. So here's the puzzle. Look at it carefully. Who's going to tell me? What do you see? What are these? Yes.
Majanaya.
Someone who hasn't answered yet. Yes, Kripalini. What is it?
Pots.
Pots. Excellent. So here's a question. So we all know that pots are made of mud, right? So here's the question I want you to answer. Is the mud in the pot or the pot in the mud? Who's going to answer this question? Yes, Kripalini.
The mud is in the pot.
Okay, we have one answer. The mud is in the pot. That's what Kripalini votes for. And why do you vote for mud in pot, Kripalini?
Because we make the pot using the mud. So the mud is in the pot.
Okay, very nice. We'll examine that. Yes, Sohan, what do you think?
I think same what Kripalini told.
Which is?
Which Kripalini told.
What is it? Mud in pot or pot in mud?
Mud in pot.
Mud in pot. Okay, we'll take one final answer. Yes, Girija, the one who's named Girija. You can answer.
Basically, the mud gave shape to the pot.
Okay, great, excellent point. So now what is your analysis? So because mud made the pot, would that mean mud is in the pot or the pot is in the mud? Yes,
Mud is in the pot.
mud is in the pot. Okay, great. So finally, yes, great. Last lucky person to
They
answer.
have gave a mud-shaped pot.
Mud-shaped pot, sure. So what do you vote for? It's like we're voting for one of them to win. But that does not necessarily mean that that's the right person. But yes, great. Which option do you vote for? Mud in pot or pot in mud?
Mud in pot.
Okay, excellent. So looks like we have the winner, mud in pot. But now let's examine if that's the right option. So I want you to think about it this way. Just answer one question. Can can the pot exist without mud? And can the mud exist without pot? We'll have to answer both questions and we'll have only one lucky person answer them. Yes, Sohan.
Pot.
Let me ask you the question. Can the pot exist without mud?
No.
But can the mud,
Yes.
can the pot exist without mud? You say yes?
Yes.
And how can a pot exist without mud? So let's say, okay, we don't have pot. We don't have mud. So how do you make the pot now?
We cannot.
So is your answer, so what's your answer now?
No.
No. Okay. Can mud exist without pot?
Yes.
So if there are no pots, will we still have mud?
Yes.
Very nice, Sohan. So here's some new insight that we have that I want you to think about. So essentially, you can have mud as it is, but you'll not have a pot. You cannot have a pot without any mud. Now just have this in your mind. And here's the second question before we decode this puzzle. Am I in the world or the world is in me? Think about it for a few seconds before you actually answer them. Yes, Snigdha.
The word is in me.
Okay. And do you think you can explain it?
Like when in the past few shlokas, you've been teaching us about this, like the way we see in the world, that's how we, reflect about the world. So we can't say we are in the world. The world is in us. So we are seeing it in different perspectives and we are taking it a different way. So that's why the world is in us.
Very nice. Great. Yes, Rohan. Rohan?
I think the world is in me.
Okay. Can you also use
No.
the something
It's I
that
am
is
in the world. It's I
pot
am.
and mud analogy to kind of back your answer?
It will be I am in the world. The world can exist without me, but I cannot exist without the world.
You sure?
Yeah.
Great. So we have like this time, we don't really have a majority answer. So Rohan says, I am so Rohan, what do you say? Are you in the world is in you?
I am in the world.
You are in the world. Oh, okay. So Rohan votes for I'm in the world. And we have Snigdha vote for world is in me. So let's look at the question in a more in much depth. So can the world exist without me? So we also looked at this in the previous few shlokas. So what is my world? So we saw how I think we took the example of an aeroplane, we took the example of food. So we started from a baby, right? I want you to recollect it. So we started from a baby. The baby's world is just food and food and food. It knows nothing apart from food mostly. So its world is just food and maybe mama, papa, all of them just family and food. It probably doesn't even realize that there's anything else that exists beyond that. As the child grows older, it adds more things into its world. It looks at a cow, so it adds the cow into the world. It looks at the dog, it adds the dog into the world. Similarly, the child goes on to build its world. So if you look at it this way, can the world really exist without me or without the child here in this situation? Can the world exist without the child? Who wants to answer? Rohan, why don't you answer?
No.
So the world cannot exactly exist, right? Without the child.
Yeah, it can't.
Also, in the example that we looked at in the first person, so we saw how that there may be a lot of things that may happen, but in the end, without the awareness, all of this is futile and you'll not be able to see anything, right? Similarly, the world doesn't exist if you don't exist. So it's just in your mind that you create this world, this concept that this is my world. So you can create your world however you want, but essentially you are in the world. Also, let's understand it this way. So God, as we understand, Krishna or Shiva, God has two forms. One is Shakti, which is um, mostly associated with with feminine energy. Shakti, which is flowing, something that takes forms. And so you can also think about, okay, let us first look at this example of electricity. So can you really look at electricity? Who's seen electricity? Someone? Has someone seen electricity? How does electricity look? Okay, show me a thumbs down if you've never seen electricity. Nobody? Nobody saw electricity. Okay, but then we do see that there is some kind of energy. We know that there's some kind of energy that's flowing, but we don't exactly know how it looks or how does it, what's the form of electricity? We don't really know. But we all know that the bulb lights due to electricity, right? Does a bulb light? Can a bulb light with the help of electricity? Show me a thumbs up if you think yes. Okay, all of us say yes. So that's the point we're coming to. So there is, though electricity, you can't really see electricity. It's not really visible to your eyes. It still exists. you still feel its energy. It has some kind of energy. That's very similar to God. So here, God is not visible. It's an energy. In fact, everything in the world, in this universe, is in the form of energy. It's just energy taking different forms. So that is what Krishna is trying to say in this shloka also. If you look at this, so the entire cosmic manifestation is pervaded by me in my unmanifested form. All living beings dwell in me, but I don't dwell in them. Essentially, I want you to look at two different words here: manifestation and unmanifested form. So here he's trying to tell us that there are two different forms that he has. One is manifested and the other one is unmanifested. So his original form, that is unmanifested, though you can't really see it, it's an energy. And his manifestations are essentially you, me, Sohan, Grihit, Rohan, all of us. We are manifestations of God. And that is to say that just like how is the question about is the mud in the pot or the pot in the mud? So here we know the answer now is the pot is in the mud because the pot cannot even exist without mud, but mud exists. Similarly, in this question, am I in the world or the world is in me? The answer is world is in me, as we realized, because world doesn't exist. Now, if I might to ask you, does this universe exist in God or God is inside the universe? Who wants to answer this? So all this entirety of the creation, is it inside Krishna or is Krishna inside the creation? Yes, Snigdha.
The universe is in Krishna.
Very nice. Do you want to also explain why quickly?
Yeah, because Krishna is like the one who made the universe and he's the one who created it. So he can also be the one who destroys it. Or not only Krishna, it can be any god.
Right. Essentially, what we're trying to understand here is you have mud. So you shape mud into different forms, you make some pots. Similarly, Krishna is this energy which takes the form of different objects like you, me, animals, trees, everything you see around you is just Krishna. Yes, Akshat.
Krishna is in world.
Krishna is in the world.
Because Krishna is everywhere.
Krishna is everywhere, right? So here again, so hold on to that thought. Here, pot. So if you look at all these different designs of pot, mud is everywhere. But like we understood, can mud exist without pot, Akshat?
Yes.
Can mud exist without pot?
Yeah.
Very good. But can a pot exist without mud?
No.
Then how? So all those times when the pot, when mud existed without pot, then how could you say mud is in pot when the pot itself did not exist? Similarly, now I want you to think about the Krishna and the universe analogy. Now, do you think the answer is different or is it same?
The universe is inside Krishna.
And why is that?
Because if the pot, if the mud can exist without a pot, then Krishna can also exist without the world.
Exactly. That's the main point, that Krishna can exist without the universe, and everything in the universe are just manifestations of Krishna, the energy himself. So this is puzzle 2, which all of us Sherlock's solved. Here is the third piece of the puzzle, which is a very beautiful poem, and I want all of us to also listen to it. But just a minute, let me share it with audio. Great. So I want all of you to show me a thumbs up if you can listen to it once I start playing. I'm playing it now.
ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ, ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ, ನೀ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ದೇಹವೋ, ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ, ನೀ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ದೇಹವೋ, ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ. ಬಯಲು ಆಲಯದೊಳಗೋ ಆಲಯವು ಬಯಲೊಳಗೋ, ಬಯಲು ಆಲಯದೊಳಗೋ ಆಲಯವು ಬಯಲೊಳಗೋ, ಬಯಲು ಆಲಯವೆರಡು ನಯನದೊಳಗೋ, ನಯನದೊಳಗೋ, ನಯನ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಒಳಗೋ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಯನದ ಒಳಗೋ, ನಯನ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯ ಒಳಗೋ, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಯನದ ಒಳಗೋ, ನಯನ ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳೆರಡು ನಿನ್ನೊಳಗೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ, ನೀ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ದೇಹವೋ, ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ. ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯೊಳಗೋ ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯು ಸವಿಯೊಳಗೋ, ಸವಿಯು ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯೊಳಗೋ, ಸಕ್ಕರೆಯು ಸವಿಯೊಳಗೋ, ಸವಿಯು ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಎರಡು ಜಿಹ್ವೆಯೊಳಗೋ, ಜಿಹ್ವೆಯೊಳಗೋ, ಜಿಹ್ವೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಒಳಗೋ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಜಿಹ್ವೆಯ ಒಳಗೋ, ಜಿಹ್ವೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಒಳಗೋ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಜಿಹ್ವೆಯ ಒಳಗೋ, ಜಿಹ್ವೆ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳೆರಡು ನಿನ್ನೊಳಗೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ, ನೀ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ದೇಹವೋ, ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ. ಕುಸುಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಂಧವೋ, ಗಂಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಸುಮವೋ, ಕುಸುಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಂಧವೋ, ಗಂಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಸುಮವೋ, ಕುಸುಮ ಗಂಧಗಳೆರಡು ಆಘ್ರಾಣದೊಳಗೋ, ಆಘ್ರಾಣದೊಳಗೋ, ಅಸಮಭವಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾದಿ ಕೇಶವರಾಯ ಅಸಮಭವಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನೆಲೆಯಾದಿ ಕೇಶವರಾಯ ಉಸುರಲೆನ್ನಳವಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನೊಳಗೋ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ ನೀ ದೇಹದೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ದೇಹವೋ ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಳು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ ನೀ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಡು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಡು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ ನಿನ್ನೊಡು ಮಾಯೆಯೋ.
Great. So we all listen to it. I hope all of you listen to it and also enjoyed this part. So now we have 3 different pieces of puzzle. Let's put it together and get the answer. So each of you shall talks. Please share your understanding. Okay, Snigdha, you can go first.
So what I understood from all these 3 puzzles is that in the first puzzle, you talked about how we, see things. We see by our eyes. Like first, the source of light, which is the sun, it flashes to the object, and then we see with our eyes. And the Surya Devata helps us in that. And then we use our mind, and the Chandra Devata helps us in that. And we cannot, these all things will not be there if there is no awareness. That is the first puzzle we learned. And the second puzzle we learned was about the pot. If the mud is in the pot or the pot is in the mud. So we realize that the pot is in the mud because the mud can exist without the pot, but the pot cannot exist without the mud. Same way, the world is inside our mind. And the same way, the world is inside our mind because, like you said, when we as we grow up, we start adding new things to our world. So we can say that the world is in our mind. So if we are not there, the world will not really exist. That's what I learned in the second puzzle. And in the third puzzle, we heard a really, really nice Kanakadasa song. It was very nice. And I also read the meaning, and it was really related to the shloka. So this is what I understood about the shloka. And I also have a question, like what does Krishna mean by all living beings dwell in me, but I do not dwell in them?
Oh, great. So this is essentially what I did is to look at all the living beings as the universe or the creation. So what are all the living beings we have? So we have human beings, we have microorganisms, we also have animals, we have trees, all of these different things, right? So can we look at all of them as the universe, this collective universe, right? So what he's trying to say here is all of these beings dwell inside Krishna. That is, the universe or his creation is inside him, and he is not inside the universe.
Okay.
It's the same thing. So before we move on, Vijayji, would you like to add something?
Yeah. I was going to say, Manya. Thank you. So, Snigdha, you can look at it in another way also. What Manya said is absolutely correct. So now for a moment, think about the answer that you only gave. If you as awareness were not there, where is the existence of the world? There is no world, right? So you are there even when the world is not there. What is world here? For example, world is nothing but various kinds of sensations that are coming through your 5 senses, isn't it? So for example, right now, if I ask you, Snigdha, I would like you to answer. If I ask you, what language am I speaking? What am I speaking? What language am I speaking?
English.
How do you know that?
Because like I've saved it in my dictionary and I
Correct.
know
But
that
right now, what helped you to pick it from your dictionary? What ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಭಾಷೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಭಾಷೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಕನ್ನಡ.
How did you know? How did you come to know about both of these?
Whatever you told, like it got delivered to my mind and then
Excellent. Delivered to your mind. How? How did it get delivered? From where?
with the help of my ears.
Excellent. Very good. So first you heard the sound from your ears, it went into your mind, and in the mind you see it processing. Now all of this is happening, correct? And that is how you answered. But now let me ask you another important question. In the night, you go to sleep, correct? Hello, are you there?
Yes, Ji, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just nodding and listening.
Okay. So I cannot, I couldn't hear, so I was wondering. All right. So there are times in your sleep you have dreams, correct?
Yes, Ji.
Okay. Now, the dream world, is it anything like the world that you currently are inhabiting, currently are living in?
It depends. Sometimes
Many
it will be,
times, you know, the dream world is totally different, right?
yeah, but sometimes it'll be like
It's
kind
very
of the
similar,
same.
sometimes it is different.
Yeah.
So in a way, the dream world also got constructed. But who saw the dream world?
I saw it.
You saw it. And that dream world is nothing similar to the world that currently are seeing many times, right? So it's as if like the world that you are currently seeing is different from the dream world. So it is like two different worlds. But what is common between these two worlds?
It's that they're all perceived in my mind.
That is all there, and only you are able to see both of these. You are the common thread, is it not?
Yes, Ji.
Only because you are there, you are giving a meaning to the current world, and only because you are there, you are able to see the dream world, correct?
Yes, Ji.
Also, now let me ask you another question. So there are times when during your sleep, you have no dream also. You call it as deep sleep. You didn't even know whether anything existed. But when you wake up, you say, oh, I had a good dream. Or I had a good sleep. All that you say, right?
Yeah.
So during the deep sleep, would you have gone anywhere?
No, Ji. I was just
You're still there, right?
Yeah.
Only because you're still there, even the deep sleep you're able to see. Correct?
Yes, Ji. Because of my awareness.
And you are that awareness. Now you see, all these worlds are there only because you are there, but you are not in the world.
Yes, Ji. The world is in me.
The world is in you, all different worlds. The waking world, the dream world, even the deep sleep, you are always there. And the worlds come and go. But you don't come and go. Therefore, Krishna is saying, all living beings dwell in me. All the thoughts are dwelling in you for now. But you are not the thought. You are able to see the thought. You are able to give meaning to the thought. You are not dwelling in the thought. The thoughts come and go. Just like how dreams come and go, waking world comes and goes, deep sleep also, you're constantly there. So like that, you are able to see all these things come and go. So when I asked you about English, you heard the sound of English. Nan Kannadadalli keladaga, Kannada shabda kelistu. So all these sounds are coming and going. And you are the one who is seeing all this come and go. Is this helping you to understand?
Yes, Ji.
Very nice. Yes, Manya.
Thank you, Vijayji. Who wants to share their understanding next? Yes, Rohan.
Yeah, I understood that The first thing I understood that we see by eyes with the help of light, and the mind processes what we are seeing. And in the second part, I understood that the pot can't exist without mud, but the mud can exist without the pot. And in the third and final part, I understood that Krishna has two forms. The manifested form is we people and the world. And I also understood that the whole world is in Krishna because he made the whole world, and even when Yashoda asked him to open his mouth, she saw the whole universe. But I didn't understand what is the unmanifested form of Krishna.
Unmanifested form is like electricity or mud, or me. So all of these are like the unmanifested forms. The manifested forms are like the world in me, the pots that you can make using mud, or the forms of Krishna. So what unmanifested form essentially is something that's not visible, you can't really see, but it exists as a form of energy. So everything in the world is all energy in different forms. But just the energy in its true original form, you can't really see it. It has to take some form for you to see it. So there's so many things that you can't see, right? Like electricity, you can't see air, but you can feel it. So like that, there are so many different things that you can't really see, but it exists. And that is the unmanifested form of Krishna, where he is not taking any form, shape, he doesn't have a color. That is the unmanifested form.
And may I add something more? Can you
Yes.
please go to that slide where we showed the awareness? Yeah. In this picture, Rohan, so you can notice your body parts, correct? You can see your eyes, you can see your ears, you can feel different body parts.
Yes,
All of
sir.
that is available to your five senses, correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, your mind is not available to the five senses, but you, as awareness, you are able to see the functioning of the mind. See, mind is an unseen thing, but it is visible only to you. You are able to see various thoughts occurring and what you are thinking, what is the next thought you are having. All that is seen by you, correct?
Yes, sir. I can feel the thoughts like that.
But seen by who? Who is seeing it? Who's seeing it?
Me,
Who is that me in this equation?
my awareness.
My awareness would mean as if like it is something else. You are something else apart from that. So who is that who is seeing? If it is you, who are you then in this equation? Who you must be? Is the question clear?
I must be. Yes, sir. I might be my awareness.
You must be your awareness, right? Because you are the one who is able to answer everything.
Yes, sir.
You are the one who is also able to see all the changes. See, for example, go back and look at your 5-month-old photo and look at your 5-year-old photo and look at your current photo. You will say, oh, I know this is me only when I was very young. This is me only when I was 5 years. This is me only today. But if I go and give these 3 photos to somebody else who has not met you, and if they see the 5-month-old photo and your current photo, they may not know that it is the same person. Correct?
Yeah.
For them, it looks like 2 different bodies, 2 different people. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But for you, it is the same.
Same.
How it is the same? Because you...
Sir, because I am aware of my body.
So then what you must be in that?
What I must be in that?
So in this, are you the body parts?
No.
Are you the mind?
Yeah.
How are you the mind? What is mind? First of all, what is mind?
Is the senses.
Is where all the thinking happens. Various thoughts happen.
Yes, sir.
So are you the mind?
No.
What are you then?
Uh, it's me. I don't know how to describe.
For now, that is how we are giving the name as awareness. Atman, awareness, consciousness. All these are names for that unnameable who you are.
Okay, sir.
So Krishna is referring to that aspect of him. See, that unmanifest means that awareness is not changing. It is not becoming something else. Whereas your body parts, your mind, they're constantly changing. They're becoming something else every moment. The 5-month-old body of Rohan is no more there. The 5-year-old Rohan's body is also no
Yes.
more there. It's constantly changing. But you, awareness, you are not at all changing.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. Manya?
Sir,
Yeah.
I have a question. Is Krishna's Vishwarupa part of the manifested form or the unmanifested form?
Yes. Vishwa means what? All that is visible to your senses. And even the whatever the forms through which they appear in your mind. So Vishwa means the so-called what is visible to you through your 5 senses, and through the 5 senses, whatever you have put together in as your mind, as my world. Both of them are Vishwa. So who is seeing all of it?
Who is me?
Awareness, the divine awareness. And the divine awareness is only Krishna is. And that is who you truly are.
Yes, sir.
So the distant
clear.
star, a star which is, when you look at the sky, very distant star, where is it actually visible to you?
In the sky.
But where is the sky visible to you?
Where is the sky? Sir, I didn't really understand.
So the star is out there. But how are you seeing the star?
Through my eyes.
Is your eye seeing the star?
Yeah.
Is your eye seeing the star?
No, my senses. No, sir, my senses.
No, is your senses able to see the star?
Hello.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So the question I asked you is, where are you seeing the star?
Through my senses.
Through your senses, but where are you seeing it?
In the awareness of.
Is it not?
Yes,
It's
sir.
only visible in the awareness. So, in a way, where is the star actually?
In my awareness.
In you.
Yeah.
Though it may appear as if it is so far away, it is actually in you.
Yes, sir.
Where is the tree that you may see outside? Where is that?
In me.
Where is the tree actually?
In me.
In you. So where is everything in the world actually?
In me.
In you. And that is what Krishna is also saying. When you recognize yourself as the body parts, or when you recognize yourself as only the mind, then that is not Krishna. Krishna clearly recognizes himself as awareness. So therefore, Krishna is not confused about where the world is. But you and I, when learning this truth, we may many a times, because of the way we are made to think, we may confuse ourselves as, oh, I am in the world. The world is there and I am in the world. What is the truth? The reality is the world is in you.
Yes, sir.
Is this bringing clarity?
Yeah.
All right. Manya?
Yes, thank you. Who wants to share their understanding next? Why don't you share, Kanda?
I didn't understand after the mind. Like when the image comes in the mind, after that.
Okay. Um,
Can I give an example, Manya?
okay. Vijayji.
So, Kandar.
Yes, Vijayji.
Kandar, imagine you are sitting in a movie theater. And on the screen, what is the last movie you saw, Kandar?
Sabarmati Express. Sabarmati Report.
Okay, all right. You saw it in the movie theater, right?
Yes.
Okay. So when the movie is coming on the screen, who is seeing it?
I'm seeing.
You are seeing it. So if you are not there, can anybody see would you have seen the movie?
No.
No, right? Okay, excellent. Now, similarly, whatever the movie that you are seeing on the screen is visible only because your eye is there, correct? Your physical eyes are there. And through that, the power of the eye, Surya Devata is there. And the mind is there. And the power of Chandra Devata is there. But who is seeing whatever the image that is coming on in your mind? Who's seeing the image that is coming in your mind?
I am seeing from my eyes and it goes to my mind.
Correct. But it is in the mind that you are seeing, correct? It is not in the eye that you are seeing. You are not seeing the image in the eye. You are seeing it in the mind, correct?
Yes.
So you must be someone like how when you went to the movie theater, you are sitting there and you are watching the movie. You are in a way sitting inside your mind and watching the movie called the world come into your screen called mind. Who is that who is sitting and watching there? That is referred as awareness. That you is referred as consciousness. So without you, the awareness, the light of awareness, without the light of awareness, that entire thing that appears in the mind cannot be seen. Agree?
Yes.
And that is who you are. Atmajyoti. You are that divine light of the self. Is this clear?
Yes. Very much clear.
Manya, would you like to add anything, Amma?
No, Vijayji. That's it. Who would like to share their understanding next? Yes, Akshay.
I joined in the middle. Sorry for that. I tell whatever I understood. I have one doubt.
Yes, go on.
In that poem, it was given that are you in the body or your body is in you? That I couldn't figure out what the answer.
Can you go to the poem, Manya? That way, before you answer, let him see the poem. Yeah, go ahead, Manya.
So the question was, am I in the body or the body is in me, right? That's the question. You didn't find the answer. So here, now the question is, who are you? So what do you associate yourself with? So who are you, Akshat?
The Atman.
Very nice. The Atman, the awareness. Also, like how Vijayji gave several examples. So whatever you see, it could be your body. So like the example that Vijayji gave, like a 5-year-old and this here now. The body changed, right? But your awareness, it just kept observing both of it. It didn't change. It was the unchanging. And also the awareness existed now. The awareness exists now without the 5-year-old body, right? Now your body has changed so much. And this, without the body that you have, right? The body that you have currently, without that body, your awareness still existed then, right? 5 years back. Similarly, the body is something that's changing. It is something that is in awareness, and the awareness is the unchanging, which was present all along. Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
Yes, Manyaka.
Okay, great.
As you said, everything else is in Krishna, and Krishna is not in everything. It's not like that, but everything is in Krishna, or the world is in Krishna. And just like how the pot cannot exist without the mud, but mud can exist without the pot.
Excellent. Very nice, Akshata. Very nice. So we'll listen to Guhya.
Actually, I'm not going to share my understanding because I'm going to the temple with my mother.
Okay, great, great.
Can I go, please?
Yes, sure, great.
Okay, thank you, Manyaka. Hari Om Guruji, Hari Om Manyaka.
Hari Om. So, Vijayji, do we move to the closing prayers or?
No, let others also, whoever is there, let them share their understanding.
Okay, sure. So, who wants to share your understanding next? So, Han, did you share your understanding? What did you?
Hello, Manyaka.
Yes, Sohan, go on.
I understood that if one thing is not there, the other thing will. If one thing is there, the other thing cannot be. If both the things are there, it will be easy. So, as you told, the pot in the mud in the pot. So, if the mud is there, the pot will be made. If the mud is not there, how can be the pot made? It need to be made by mud or cement. That is from the soil. So, if we don't have the mud, then how can we make the pot?
Very nice, excellent, Sohan. Very nice. Who wants to share their understanding next? Kripalini, did you share your understanding?
No.
Go ahead, share your understanding. What did you?
Understood like that the world is in us, just like how the mud is in the pot.
Right. The world is in us.
Yeah.
But
what is in the pot?
Mud is in the pot.
Yeah.
But okay, so I think that okay. So the pot, does the pot exist without the mud?
No.
So is the pot in the mud or the mud is in the pot? I think you got the idea, but yeah. So is the pot in the mud?
Is in the mud.
Pot is in the mud. Very nice. Yes, Kripalini. What you shared, the main idea, it was correct. Sai Kiran, do you want to share your understanding?
Yes, Manyaka. I want to share. I understood what you told, but I have a question. You told that Krishna has everything in him. Why he made a different part of him?
Vijayji, could you
So, very simple, Sai Kiran. If let's say every day I give you idli to eat, would you like it? Please unmute and answer.
Can you repeat the question?
If I give you every day only idli to eat, would you like it?
No.
Okay. Or if I say every day you have to write only one sentence, how many ever times for all your waking hours, would you like it?
No.
If I say in your home there can be only one kind of a tree all around, wherever you go in the world, only one kind of a tree, only one kind of a flower, would you like it?
No.
No, right? So it's all these different varieties. Say, for example, if in the world there was only one song, would you like it?
No.
You would say, yes, shut up, Papa. I'm so bored. Such a boring song. Would you not say that?
Yes.
What makes life interesting is that there is there is e, u, e, I. Ella ide, alva. Because of all these are there, world is such an interesting and engaging place, right? And that, Sai Kiran, is the divine creativity that is there within you also. That is why you love to eat different food. You like to express yourself through different art forms. What do you like to do? Do you like any art form?
Yes, I like to play tabla and sing
Wow,
song.
look at you. Very nice. So if every day you have to sing only one song, you yourself will be bored, no?
Yes.
But every day learning new song, it makes you feel wow, nice. When somebody hears you sing a new song after some effort, they will say, wow, such a nice song. Is it not?
Yes.
That is the divine power, which is, it is so creative that if you look at the whole of the history, okay, I'm sure by now you would have read some history. How many Vivekanandas are there?
Only one.
Only one. How many Subhash Chandra Bose are there?
Only one.
Right? How many Ramana Maharshi are there?
One.
Only one. Look at the world. It doesn't create anyone like anyone else. Look at this room itself. Each one of us, though all of us have eyes, nose, ear, everything, each one of us look different. We talk differently. Our body language is different. Each one is like the flower. Rose is different from the champaka. Champaka is different from the mallige. Mango is different from the orange. But each one is so wonderful, is it not?
Yes.
So like that, the existence, it is a divine expression. It is an expression of the divine. And the divine is so wonderful that every little thing is so unique and it is never the same. And that's the same power that is there within you.
Okay, Prabhuji. I understood.
Very nice.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Sohan. Megha, would you like to share your understanding?
Yes, Manya. So what I understood was that aware, like whatever you see, you will be seeing with awareness. Sometimes I not. So can I have some time? Actually, I couldn't hear properly that time.
Sure, Megha. We'll come back to you. Hriday, do you want to share your understanding?
I understood same as Snigdha.
Okay, why don't you tell us in your words once?
Like just like we say, like
the mud can be without the pot. The pot cannot be without the mud.
Similar.
And
yes.
And people dwell into Krishna, not Krishna can't dwell into people.
Very nice. Yes, Hriday. Correct. Very nice. Diya and Disha, would you like to share your understanding?
Not audible. Maybe we can move on to Sanvi.
Megha, do you want to share it now?
I have some more time. Actually, I'm still going through.
Sure. Okay, great. Sure, Megha. Sanvi has some issue with her. So we are done with all the Atmajyoti.
All right. So has everyone shared?
Yes, everyone's shared.
Excellent. Yes, Manyaka.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hari Om.